Hey, what is going on, SMT Nation? Today I have a special video for you all. We're going to do a spotlight, and it's going to be focused on the differences and possible trends going on in the wireless landscape. We'll be looking at postpaid wireless and prepaid wireless. Personally, I'm of the belief that things are going to start to shift a little bit. Shift away from postpaid and a little bit more towards the prepaid side. Now, for most people, this is not really something that they think about often, but I think what we're going to see is a bit of a transition in growth. The focus, I believe, is going to be that some carriers who are really good about operating prepaid business are going to benefit from a shift in the economy here in the US. It's that economic switch that I think is going to be flipping that's going to create some changes here in wireless. So I'm going to go through all of my predictions, how I kind of see things, my perspective, and then I'll ask for your guys' input as we discuss this topic in the comments section. So I'm super happy to have you guys here. I'm glad you can make it to watch this video. All of the content from that prepaid versus postpaid analysis all starts now. Before I get going with the content of today's video, I would like to make you guys aware of what's going on with the community items here with the SMT YouTube channel. The first is the SMT Patreon page. I have a link in the description box down below how you can get access to early exclusives, as well as other types of content, live streams, podcasts that we do here with the SMT page. I'll also go ahead and put the Twitter handle down there at Sneed Tech. We also do Periscope lives and things of that nature, just another extension of the community. And then we have the Megadon.net invite code, the social media platform of the future. Never need another social media platform ever again. No algorithms, no ads, and no tracking. Megadon.net. I actually want to start this video by saying that the line between postpaid and prepaid wireless has always been pretty clear. If you wanted the most feature-rich package and you wanted to get the most, perks and other types of features, most customers were going towards the postpaid side. The pricing, the features, everything a lot more premium. And then with prepaid, it was more designed for a customer who either was coming in at more of a budget entry level point, maybe not wanting to spend the premium pricing with postpaid, or maybe just didn't need as much in terms of features and other perks. So it was pretty clear you were either on one side or the other when it came to your wireless plan. In having conversations with some of the SMT Nation, most people see it as a pretty clear-cut indication if you were either going to want the better product or the lesser product. There definitely are some kind of drawbacks with prepaid and MVNO offerings. Sometimes you get a lesser network, you get a lower network priority. Sometimes it's an issue of customer perks and features that might be sacrificed in getting that better pricing. And in other ways, it could be lesser care. Being able to call and get customer support from postpaid, usually a better experience. I've seen that, and I've also got those reports from the SMT Nation members as well. Recent trends in Q4 of 2019, the prepaid market actually lost 230,000 subscribers to the postpaid market. So there was already some small shifting in that direction. More people going with the postpaid option as opposed to the prepaid options. Take it one step further, in the entire year of 2019, there were over 300,000 subscribers lost from prepaid options to postpaid options. Generally speaking, that's actually a good thing for, the wireless operators like AT&T and Verizon and T-Mobile and Sprint. The companies are able to make more money on the more premium options as they can charge higher pricing, thus raising their ARPU and creating a more profitable outcome and bottom line for the companies. Can we be so sure that this is a good thing for wireless providers? I mean, is the fact that going to postpaid is better? I mean, the profitability is there, obviously, but in the grand scheme of things, is this indicative of a more unpredictable outcome between postpaid and prepaid wireless options? And to kind of take it one step further, from all the carriers, they did see increases in postpaid movement, whether it was T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, or Sprint. Customers generally were trending towards postpaid, whether it was the features, the perks, the additional access, the higher priority, whatever the case may be. It really looked like customers were liking what postpaid had to offer more so than the prepaid options. Whatever the case may be, that was the trend in 2019. I can't really put my finger on it exactly. I don't know exactly why this was the case, but generally kind of like the trend we saw in 2019 was the economy was booming. People had more, a more expendable income. They could probably upgrade their services. If customers are going from prepaid to postpaid, yeah, they're getting a more premium product and it commands more premium pricing. But with a stronger economy, it's much more likely that they're able to make the transition from prepaid to postpaid. Fast forward to 2020. We've had all types of things going on in this country. We've seen an economic downturn due to a pandemic that is on a global and national level. We've also seen social unrest, and that's going to affect the economy as well as it changes people's spending habits and where they're placing their priorities. Here's the problem. A lot of people choose postpaid wireless, also finance devices through their carrier. That's kind of the business model here in the United States. And those installment plans and those financing options for those expensive flagship devices usually are ongoing for at least 24 months, and in some cases 30 or even 36-month installment plans. If they've signed on with those agreements, they're not going anywhere. They're essentially locked into a contract. So with the way things are looking and going right now, I'm going to go ahead and make some predictions for 2020 as the rest of the year progresses. We've got an entire second half of the year to go through, and then who knows, this could even spill into 2021. Prediction number 1 from the SMT. I think there is going to be a shift or pivot for a lot of customers that are going to go from their recent or long-term postpaid options, and they're going to go over to the prepaid side. There are some people that are now going to be on a fixed or a lower income situation than they were before, and it's going to be a lot easier for them to handle their financial burden if their wireless bill can decrease by any sizable amount. Regardless, I don't think it's a case of people that were on prepaid and went to postpaid and now are going to return to prepaid, but I also think there's going to be some new customers who have never really been on prepaid who are going to work their way over to the prepaid side in the attempts to stabilize their financial situation. My second prediction, I think a lot of customers who signed on to those installment plans and the device financing with their wireless operators on postpaid plans, I think they're going to default. I think they're probably going to stop paying on some of those plans and devices. It just makes sense to me. If they can't afford the bill anymore, if they can't afford the installment plans and the financing of the devices, their option is to either return the phone, try to trade it in, or do something as a secondary option because they can't afford it anymore. My third prediction is going to be churn rates for postpaid wireless are going to be abnormally higher than they have been in the recent past and recent history. I'll even say that going as far back as the last 2 or 3 years, we're probably going to see extremely high churn rates, and that's going to be from all carriers. I don't think any carrier is going to be safe from what's about to happen overall in the wireless economy. My fourth prediction, I think there's going to be a lot of MVNO growth. Mobile virtual network operators are going to see a spike in revenue. I also think they're going to see a spike in, the porting in of devices from postpaid, as well as other traditional prepaid options that are owned and operated by the big network operators. I don't think it matters if it's individual lines or if it's multiple lines and family plans. I think we're going to see a lot of movement towards MVNO. And I also think that companies like Mint Mobile and Ting and TracFone offerings, they're going to be able to take advantage of this, and you're also going to see them advertising a whole lot more because the revenue is going to be there as they try to get market share and mind share and porting business over to their side. This is going to create a lot of opportunity for growth. I think you're going to see a lot of advertising opportunities. I think you're going to see a lot of marketing in this direction. And as they offer promotions and they fight for customers, a lot of customers will also benefit as things start to heat up with the competition. The last prediction I'm going to make, and this is more of a device thing, I think device upgrades are going to slow down even more. For those that don't make it over to the prepaid side but stay postpaid, they're probably not going to want to buy a new device because they are so expensive. And for the most part, I think people are going to hold on as long as they can and hold out before upgrading, especially if they don't necessarily need to upgrade. I think we might kind of sort of see a spike for about one season. It kind of depends on what happens with the iPhones. Generally speaking, that is the best-selling device in the US, so I think there could be some wiggle room there to see some growth, but generally speaking, I think device upgrades are going to hit a halt and hit a brick wall, and they're going to slow down tremendously. Regardless of all the individual predictions I'm making, I think the rise of prepaid and MVNO wireless is a bit of a renaissance. I think we're going to see a huge boom in that segment of the consumer options when it comes to wireless telecom. I'll even go ahead and say that it has already begun. I think if we were to get some preliminary Q2 or Q3 numbers, we would see that prepaid and MVNO options are already seeing the benefits of an economy where a lot of consumers are unable to fulfill the demands of what postpaid wireless has in terms of the monetary agreements that they reach with phones and plans. I know Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile are trying to forgive or extend payments on their postpaid options. They really do want to keep those customers there because they are more profitable, both in the near term and the long term. But I think there's only so much they can forgive or prolong until they still have to eventually start making payments. So I don't care if it's extensions or if it's delays in payments. I think eventually some consumers are just going to turn over and pivot towards prepaid. And as a bonus, with the closing of the Dish side of the T-Mobile and Sprint merger, that's going to heat things up even more, as Boost Mobile has such high network priority and becomes a viable option for some, even pivoting from postpaid to prepaid wireless and MVNO operations. When we see an economic downturn like what has been going on for the last several months, nobody is safe. No carrier is going to be economy proof. They're all going to feel it. They're all going to have to fight for the revenue and customers and the spending. So we're going to see competition really ramp up. And I'm actually excited about that part of all of this. I don't know where you stand. I don't know if you see things my way. Regardless, I'd love to hear the pulse of the people, the SMT Nation. Sound off in the comment section below. Let your voice be heard. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this topic. If you enjoyed this video and you found it informative and you really want to become a part of the SMT Nation, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, activate the bell notification icon, and also, share this to your favorite social media platforms. Spread the word on the SMT Nation as we discuss the hottest topics in wireless telecom. If you are a real one and you watch this all the way through, let's go ahead and hashtag prepaid wireless. Hashtag prepaid wireless. That was the topic for today. And like I said, I think it's going to be a huge thing moving forward in 2020 and into 2021. If you are not ready to leave the SMT YouTube channel, here are some other videos for you to check out. I kind of put some end cards around this area for you to peep if you are not ready to go. Thank you all for being here to watch. I appreciate it very, very much. And thank you for being a part of the SMT Nation. I hope you have a great rest of the day. I am the SMT, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.